Good morning and welcome to another Crypto Crunch update. I'm Sam Volkering and today I want to talk to you about scams. So crypto scams continue to be rife in this space and I want to outline a very specific scam that I see a lot. I have readers write into me about this all the time and sadly, unfortunately, a number of them lose money to never see it again. So they fall victim to this scam. So I'm going to outline very specifically what this scam looks like and how you can avoid it. Because the more people that can avoid scams like this in the crypto space, the better we will all be. So I'm going to read you an email from a reader. I'm going to obviously remove any personal information, but I'm going to be very specific about this scam. I'm going to tell you how you can avoid this particular crypto scam. So I'm just going to bring this up. So here's what the email reads. Hi Sam, I'm a total novice as far as crypto is concerned. I believe crypto is the way forward for investing, which I've been interested for quite a while in, but never took the plunge. I've bought a Trezor hard wallet for protection of further positions as you've recommended and suggested in the past. Could you please give your thoughts on the following? As I say, I've been interested for quite a while. So here's the scam that I'm going to outline. This is what this person wrote in about, and this is what they say. I was watching an interview with Elon Musk on the future of crypto in December. When it finished, I received a call from a guy called Brad Johnson from a company called Finexro asking if I was interested in investing in Bitcoin, of which I said I was, but I had never invested before. So right away, this is a massive red flag. If you've watched something online about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin and somehow you've had to put your phone number in, and then immediately after you receive a call, what is effectively a cold call, asking if you want to invest in cryptocurrencies, that's a massive red flag. No one should ever call you out of the blue and ask you, do you want to invest in crypto? You should be the one that takes a proactive step to reach out to anything really. So when the flow comes from the other way, when someone approaches you in this sense, that's a red flag. Now, that doesn't guarantee a scam straight away, but it's a very common approach that these scams use. So I'll continue on. So I received a call, and which I said I've never invested before. He advised an initial investment of $250 to which I invested. Then a call from a fund manager gave a few calls and show on a screen how much money I had made. So again, this is another massive red flag about how these scams operate. They ask you for a small amount to start with. So send them, deposit into the exchange, whatever the exchange is that they're flogging, a small amount. It usually is around $250, maybe $500 worth. Then what they do is they make a few trades. They say that there's a manager working specifically on your account making these trades for you, and then all of a sudden magically number go up, and then you look at your account balance and that 250 might be $2,500. So what this does, this immediately kicks in the FOMO and the hype effect, and so you're like, wow, it's that easy to make fast money. The reality is it's not. It's not that easy and it's not that quick. And this is an absolute common approach that they take, is they ask for a small amount. They say that there's a VIP manager or a fund manager working or an account manager working on your account, trading on your behalf, and all of a sudden your balance goes up dramatically. So here's what happens next. They then call you back, or they then press you to put more in, and they say, if you can put $250 in and we can do these kinds of returns. Imagine what happens if you can put $5,000 in or $10,000 in, and then they have these specific levels. So like 250 might be the diamond level, or then 5,000 might be the platinum level, and then 10,000 or 20,000 might be the VIP level, where you get all these perks. You get daily calls from the manager, all these sorts of things. This is an absolute hallmark of these scams. And so I'll continue on with what this reader said. So they then went through this exchange called the Wisenex exchange. They bought another $5,000 in Bitcoin, and then another $3,500 in Bitcoin, which showed up on the platform, and that they thought they were making these really great returns. They then received a call in terms of they wanted to withdraw. So this is what happens, is that they pressure you to put more money into this trading platform. They have their fund manager. They make it very attractive. They make you feel guilty if you don't put it in. So all along the way, they're using manipulative effects to make you feel like you're missing out if you're not doing this. These are scammers. Anytime somebody pressures you to do anything, it is a massive red flag and a hallmark of these scams. Then this is exactly what happens every time. You see all this money, you see this balance in your portfolio, you see these trades that have made you all this money really quickly, and so you're like, well, maybe I want to take some out, and so you go to process a withdrawal, and you can't. And so I'll keep reading the email. So this person says they attempted to make a withdrawal, and then they found that through Banksa that this group had tried to take 3 amounts out of their bank amounting to over £11,000. Luckily, the bank in this case stopped it and flagged it as a fraudulent attempt. So they immediately tried to request their balance from this trading platform to be removed. Then they got calls from these scammers saying that it was the bank's fault and they should have received the money. And that now the portfolio was worth over $130,000. So again, they're using these manipulative tactics to make you feel like, you've got this huge amount of money and that you can log into your account, you can see the balance, but the balance isn't real. These are scammers. And so then the next thing the email, the reader goes on to say is that they ring back and say, if you want to close the account, it's now worth £98,000. But in order to access that money, you have to transfer them the capital gains tax. Now, again, this is a really common aspect of this particular scam. They've got this big balance for you. They've already ripped you off for a whole bunch of money that you don't know you've been ripped off yet. And then they say, right, you've got this balance. You can have it, but you have to transfer us the equivalent amount of capital gains tax. Again, this is a hallmark of this particular scam. It's just another level to try and get more money from you. You do have to pay capital gains tax on cryptocurrency gains, but you don't have to send anybody money that isn't HMRC. So in this case, if somebody asks you to pay capital gains tax to release a balance from your portfolio, it's another red flag of a scam. You shouldn't ever have to do anything like that. If they ask you to send any money, to release money that's supposedly yours, it's another red flag. This is a scam. I mean, what happens is if you did send that money, they still wouldn't release your funds, and then you'd be another amount deeper into the hole with this particular scam. And so look, this person goes on to explain that this happened. They've had calls and back and forwards with the accounts department of this team, an argument. And then apparently this platform, this trading exchange has threatened them that after 90 days, if they don't transfer the money, the account is going to be put up for auction. Now, at this point, you pretty might well know that you're being scammed, right? If somebody says they're going to put your account up for auction, then it's not your account, is it? And all the money that's in there, it's not there. There is the balances that they say are there. It's completely fraudulent. This is just a massive scam where every step along the way, starting at $250 and then building up, all of a sudden you're transferring thousands of dollars or thousands of pounds to these scammers with the hope that you might access your money back. Very quickly, you would then realize that this is a scam. The problem is then you want to try and recover the money. And there are a lot of recovery agencies out there that are effectively linked to these organizations and these scam operations, and that they will purport to be able to recover funds from these scammers, but you then have to pay them to recover the funds. Again, not happening. With these recovery agencies, if you have to transfer them money, significant amounts of money first for them to go and then recover funds from these scammers, it's a red flag for another scam. Any legitimate recovery company, if they can legitimately recover money like these from scammers, they would charge you after they've accessed the money, and they would take it from the recovered amount rather than charging you up front. I mean, that's how any reputable recovery firm would operate. If they can recover $100,000, they would transfer you $80,000 and keep their 20% cut from that. That's how the good ones would operate. But again, most of them are scammers anyway. So, I mean, this is a very, very common scam. And what happens is these groups, these platforms, these exchanges, they shut down instantly and then they reappear. They phoenix as another platform, as another scam. Their websites all look the same. They all have the same sorts of hallmarks about these levels of trading access. They all operate to the same script. It's a small amount. They call you up. You see an ad about a reputable person online, which is a scam. Quite often you'll see BBC News reports or these big news organizations with these news reports about, I've seen ones from Paul McCartney says he's into Bitcoin, or Holly Willoughby says she's into Bitcoin. And it's like dollied up and photoshopped to make it look like it's a legitimate news report from something like the BBC, but it's not. It's a scam, and it doesn't take much to just search online to find out that these people don't endorse these platforms and scams. Then what happens is you get a call. They say, oh, hey, I see you're invested, you're keen on Bitcoin. Have you ever done it before? People that are new to this space are like, no, I haven't. They talk to you about, the great, potential that cryptocurrencies have. And then they say, if you want to get started, you can get started with us, and here, transfer us a small amount. You transfer the small amount because you don't really know that you're being scammed at this stage because you're new to the space. Then that $250 on your platform looks like it's become $2,500. You're like, oh my God, I just 10x'd my money in like such a short period of time. Here, have more of my money and do more with it. Every step along the way, you're getting scammed. And I can't reinforce this enough. If you see these news reports online about someone famous, being so, into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin that they recommend you use this exchange, or it links to an exchange, and then someone calls you. These are red flags that you've really got to be aware of. If somebody entices you to give money for them to trade on your behalf in these platforms, it's a red flag that you're potentially being scammed. And then if they pressure you to put more money into the account after these gains have apparently been achieved on your platform, again, a red flag that you're potentially being scammed. And as soon as you ask for a withdrawal and they deny it, you're getting scammed. And then all of a sudden we end up in the same situation as this person wrote in. You believe you've got this huge amount of money. They ask you to pay an amount to release the funds. It's just another way to scam you out of more money. So I can't stress this enough. If you are ever worried about these platforms, if you're even just thinking about starting with one of them, and you're not sure, and a lot of these things that I've talked about to you today, you might have already seen. You may have already got a call and someone's saying, hey, just put £250 into our platform. If that's happened to you already, just don't do it. Just stop. Don't send any money. Take your time and just ask people in the community, in the crypto community, people like myself who've been around over a decade now in this space, have seen it all. I've seen so many scams, it's ridiculous. But I know what to look for because I've been around long enough. If you're new to this space and you don't know, and you just don't know what you don't know, and that's why I want to try and help people to avoid getting scammed. So, if any of this sounds familiar to you, then it's very likely you're in the process of being scammed. So please keep an eye out. These are all red flags to avoid. And by all means, reach out to me on Twitter @SamVolkering. You can send a comment on this video here on YouTube. You can go to my website, samvolkering.com. Reach out to me there and just ask and jump onto exponentialinvestor.com. We've got plenty of articles on there about how to spot and avoid crypto scams. It's all free. To access that information. I want to help people avoid getting scammed in this space because, like this reader who's already, like $10,000-$11,000, in the hole to this scam, they're probably never going to see that money again. That breaks my heart to see that happen in this space because there is so much potential. But when there's scams like this, it really does a disservice to what's actually happening. So if we can help in any way to try and help you and other people avoid getting scammed, then by all means, we want to try and do that. So I say, reach out, ask questions, and I can easily help point out what is or isn't a scam. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Hopefully it's given you some more insight as to what to look for when it comes to scams in the crypto space, and hopefully it helps you avoid them more than anything else. So again, thanks for watching. I'll be back with you again soon with another video on the crypto space. Thanks for watching.